welcome back to my channel. I'm Christina Sheree. If you're new here, welcome. Why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you get notified when I do all my new videos playing with makeup. And if you're returning, welcome back. It's good to see you again, even though I technically can't see you, but you know what I mean. So today, what we're going to do is a nice summer, easy, bronzy glow. Oh, and by the way, I actually have a shirt on. I know I kind of look like I'm sitting in my birthday suit. Okay, so I've already primed my face. I used a nice moisturizer and I did my brows, of course. I've done a little bit of contour. I like to have a little bit more of a defined, natural looking cheekbone. My cheekbones are pretty high, but I do like to have it a little bit more defined for some looks. So just a little bit. Hopefully you can't tell a lot, but it's just a little bit to give it a little glow. So for me, a glow is something that just catches the light. It's like, ooh, there's something about her. Can't put my finger on it. Little did they know you spent time putting in that natural glow. But I kind of like that sort of glow. I don't like to bling on my cheekbones. Nothing against that. I just like a little bit more of a lit from within radiance that I'm using makeup for. But anyway, okay, so we're gonna just jump right in. So the products I'm using today, I'm going to use this nice little reflective Dose of Colors Baked Browns. I love this palette as a companion palette. I love it as a just throw it in your bag. It's the easiest thing. And for my skin tone, it definitely can complement a more natural look, or I can smoke it out and do a nice little natural smoky eye. I love to use shimmer. I like glitter. I don't like it blinging again, but I like a little bit of radiance with my shimmers, if that makes any sense. And one of my favorite brands, and actually one of my favorite types of shadow, are the Jelly Shadows by ColourPop. The color is Whistling Pixie. It's really close to my skin tone, so for the bronzy look that we're going for today, this will be perfect along with the Dose of Colors Baked Browns. I'm also going to use some of my favorite glow highlighter products. The first one will be Iconic London Illuminator Drops in the color Glow. Can you see that? Like you can really answer me. I don't know why people say that, but anyways. So we're going to use this. I'm also going to use Natasha Denona. I love this Face Glow Cream Shimmer. This one is in the color 02 Medium. Oh, you're not going to be able to see that. Just trust me. It's a product and it's there. So I'm going to use this. And another product that I'm going to use, another one by Iconic London. I love this as a overall just glow. Like to top it off, it's a spray mist in the color Glow by Iconic London. It's just a nice, subtle, overall shimmer without blinding you. You can use a lot if you want. I just spray it like I'm doing my Fix It spray. I just spray it like I'm doing my setting spray. Jumping right into this look, I'm picking up my Morphe 573 with the color Deserted. This is a pretty powdery palette. There's a lot of kickback in it. If you don't mind that so much, it's not a problem. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this all over my lid. A couple of layers and just blend it right in. It's a nice little neutral base for this bronzy, glowy, natural look. Now that the first color is laid down and blended in pretty nicely, I'm going to pick up my Morphe 441 and pick up the color Outdoorsy. Now for this color, I'm going to place it just above my crease first. I like to stamp it in there and then blend it out. And once there isn't a lot of product on it, I'll start to bring that color down a bit further into my crease. Now that I have my base the way that I like it and added a little bit of shadow just above my crease, now I'm going to actually pick up the color Cherrywood. Now this is a darker color, and so I'm going to build it up slowly, start lightly, and then of course build it up. This color is going directly in the crease. Now with a little bit more color on the same brush, I'm going to angle my brush slightly upwards and blend upwards. Does anybody else have the same problem I do? I put a brush down and can't remember two brushes. They look the same. I use different colors, put them right in the same place, and cannot for the life of me remember which one had which on it. I cannot be the only one that does this. Time for color switcher. This wonderful thing. When you make mistakes, can't remember the color on your brush, color switch it. It doesn't clean the brush, but it takes all the shadow out. Now I'm going to take my Morphe 441, no product on it, and just go over the crease and blend those colors together. Now that I have the shadows the way that I like them right now, I'm going to take a Morphe 321 and dip into the color Outdoorsy and start to run that in my lower lash. These powders are really powdery, so I would almost say even after you tap it off, stamp it where you want it, and then once all the product is there, then start to blend it. Otherwise you'll get shadow all in your eye. Or maybe it's just me. Next I'm going to put a little bit of shadow underneath my brow bone just to give it a little bit of highlight before I go ahead and do the next steps. And so for that I'm using Natasha Denona number 4. The color I'm using is Tea Light. For me, it's kind of a bright shade, so I'm definitely tapping a lot off on my brush, a lot of shadow off of my brush, and then going in there and lightly start to carve it out. Once I place the shadow, I like to take my finger and just kind of tap it in there a little bit and diffuse it. I'm sure there's a brush for that or technique, but this works. Once I place the highlight, I'm picking up my Morphe 441, no additional product on it, and I'm just going to lightly blend the highlight into the other colors. Next, for one of my funnest parts, the jelly shadow. I have a problem, you guys. I really like this stuff, like a lot. Okay, you didn't come to hear about why I like jelly shadow, so let's just get into the jelly shadow. It comes with this little top on it. Make sure you keep it because it keeps the shadow hydrated. I usually just take the top and get a little product off of this. It's going to last forever. Now I'm going to place this all over the lid. When I use these shadows, I start really close to my lashes, and then when I have just a little bit of product left on my finger, then I'll start to bring it a little closer to the crease, because these can get kind of out of hand, and before you know it, glitters everywhere. So I placed it all over my lid and started to bring it in a little bit into my tear duct and inner corner. Promise you I'm not flipping you off. Just use this finger. Anyway, I start to bring it in a little bit. There, I like that. Now at this step you can, if you want a little bit more dimension to your eye, make it a little bit more dramatic, you can add a darker color right in the outer V and then just blend it in. It will definitely give you a bit more of a smoky eye look. But for today, I just really want to go with that natural, close to your skin tone, but it's got a little bit of glitter and bronze and glow look. Now that I have the jelly shadow the way that I like it, I'm going to go back into the palette and pick up the color Cherry Wood on my Morphe E36 and start to smoke out my bottom lash line. Place this color really close to the lashes because we did bring the other color down, and I don't want it to be a complete smoky eye. I just want a little bit more color underneath my lashes. I think I want it a little bit more saturated, so I'm going to pick up the same color and this time use a little bit of Fix Plus. I'm going to focus this now on the outer part of the eye. Now that my lower lash line is exactly the way I like it, I'm going to now pick up some more of Cherry Wood, spritz my brush, and pack it in the outer V. And what it does is it's still the same color that's primarily all over your eye. It is a way to darken it up a bit on the outside without using a darker brown where it really intensifies it. It just gives it a little bit of extra oomph. Once I have the shadow the way that I like it, I just love to go back over with a brush that has no product on it and just smooth out the edges even more. Now that I have the eyes where I like them, I'm just going to add a little bit of eyeliner. My favorite one is Pat McGrath Black Coffee. I'm sure there are other ones. If you know any, just please go ahead and maybe leave it in the comments below. But I love this one because it's dark enough, but it's still very warm, and it doesn't create that harsh, dramatic line. And it really blends in more with the look that I'm going for. I'm just going to run it all along the bottom lash and slightly on the top before I put mascara. When I take the pencil and put it on the top, I'm keeping it really close to my lashes, just to give it a little bit of a smoke, but not too much. I don't want it to show like there's eyeliner there. I want it to all blend together. And focusing on the outer V to make that a little bit darker. Now that I have the liner placed where I want, I just want to soften the edges a little bit, so for that I'm using a smudger brush. Now just to add a little bit more brightness, I'm taking a Melt Cosmetics Rosalynth pencil. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. If I didn't, sorry in advance. I'm just going to add it in the inner corner, not exactly in my tear duct, but just before there. Okay, so for my inner corner, I'm going to use another Melt Cosmetics pencil, this time in the color Golden Ticket. That's an easier one for me to pronounce, apparently. Just going to put it in my inner corner. Alright, I like the way that's looking out. I'm going to do my mascara off camera and then come right back and we'll do a little bit of glow for the face. Okay, let's go ahead and get into some glow. So the first thing we want to use is the iconic London Drops, Illuminator Drops in the color Glow. Can you see that? There you go. Now you get a lot of product with this, and you can bling out to another stratosphere if you want. I'm going to do a bit more of a subtle glow, so I'm just going to place a couple of dots on the high points of my cheek. On both sides. And then take a damp beauty bin, and then take a damp beauty blender and go ahead and blend that in. You have to make the face when you're doing highlighters like, ooh, ooh. Okay, now I'm going to take a couple more drops and do it in a C shape, so you have the high points, and then go ahead and wrap it around to the top of my eyebrows. Take a little bit off. Couple little dots. I don't know if my camera's picking it up, but this is one of those glows that when you're in the sun, ooh, it's like, who's that girl? She's lit from within. Now I'm just going to place it on the bridge of my nose. And then still has product on it, so take it and little reindeer nose right there. Top of my mouth. I actually want a little bit more on my nose. Oh, that might be too much. Now that I got that glow, now this color is the darkest one that they have, so this one isn't going to necessarily give you a blinding highlight, but I like to use this first to sort of just give my skin a bit more of a bronze feel, and then go in and place a little bit more highlighter on top. So the next highlighter I'm going to use is the Natasha Denona Face Glow Cream Shimmer. So I'm going to take it and just get a little bit on my finger. Tap it off on my hand so that I don't go too much right away, and just go right over that illuminator drop that we placed. Okay, now once we're done with that, this is the fun part. Watch. Iconic London, the illuminator spray, looks like this, and then watch. I should do that in slow motion. It gets me every time. We're going to go ahead and do this in the color Glow. Now you have to spray it pretty far away, otherwise it gets everywhere. So I'm going to look kind of funny for a hot second. Once I spray it, I go back in with a damp beauty blender and just go ahead and press it into the skin a bit more. So for lips, I use the Dose of Colors gloss in the color That's Cool. And I put Melt Cosmetics, what is this, Evoke lip gloss, just in the center to tone it down. And to line my lips, I use Morphe Date Night Liner. I can never get this right. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you come back. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You can also follow me on Instagram at Christina Sheree. I post about 3 times a week. Just head on over to Instagram and check me out. Hope you have a good day. Thanks. Check yourself in the mirror once your camera stops. Ooh, ooh. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Focus. This is why I have such a problem editing. I spend too much time playing in the camera with the monitor. Alright, focus.